welcome. I thought I'd actually, yeah, same reasons as yesterday. I was going to just dart up, and I thought, you know something, you've not shown it in this part of the map yet. Just go down the tracks and bring everybody along. Yeah, it's true. It's not very far, but it is beautiful. I can be. Oh, I'm having trouble with my USB. Yeah, one of my. I don't know whether it's the port that's a bit. I've never known it before, but it is an old USB hub, so it could be that. Right. Little my life. Wow, this is going to be interesting. Right, okay then, let's get this unclipped and let's get this contract. I hope this is not going to take me an hour and 3/4 like yesterday for 2,000. Yeah, that really was peeved, and it really did affect me. It's amazing. The one thing I will say about this game is the stress is real. You know, it literally is. I was livid. I really was. Sort of what a waste of my time. I was. Yeah, if I'd have carried on much longer, I would have gone into a giant smashing sort of session. Right, okay, but that's, yeah, I don't know whether it went wrong or whether it should have paid more money, because I mean, I don't know, why would you subject yourself to sort of 2 hours, because that's what I was saying in there. There is no, oh, this is really, yeah, it's hard to find things, obviously, because look at what the terrain that we're doing. I think it said 5 within this circle, so we're looking for 5. Now this is interesting. I don't. Again, same reasons as before. Although let's have a look. How lucrative was this contract? Think of the two of them. This was the best. I mean, yeah, there is a bit of faffing around. There is on any contract though. You can't expect. Oh, 2,750. Yeah, it's not. I think the transporting one. It's only one of the tree transporting ones, because that's the other one. 519, and do you know, we're going to take that as well. We're going to go for a. Yeah, we're going to go for. The one thing I am going to say that is a bit shocking is, yeah, there's these flags that sort of show you where you are. Is that you've obviously got to buy the equipment now. That's not a snippet of equipment. That's hundreds of thousands for. Yeah, how do we do this? We just switch it on, and it is a time thing. Now that I did sort of find from Mississippi's video, you literally just patiently wait there, and it will just go bang, that is quite amazing. Well, if there's only 5, we've got 2 right next to each other. I can see. Yeah. Well. So far, you can't take the stones. That's for the farm. Obviously, on your own land, you could. So that it's as simple as that. It just cracks out to a little pile of stones, which I do find. I do like this. I do. Leave it on and just go straight into action. And it can move it around, which is obviously unrealistic. But I'm not going to do that. Yeah, you can move it around inside the right. It was tested. It wasn't good because Mississippi is, yeah, it does play quite realistically most of the time. Oh, yeah, that's weird. Right, so that's 2 piles, so it should be. Why is it not saying that? Oh, is that one? Yeah, these flags help you if there were more than 5, so which I think is quite useful. So that should be. Yeah, I really was. It was steaming. Just thought, wow, wait. I mean, I sort of thought to myself, calm down, 25%. I thought you weren't doing it for the money. It's a good job I wasn't. You were doing this to show all of the viewers what this is about. You know, what the map, what the extra features are. Will you put them off instantly after doing a Deadwood contract? Probably. If anybody's got any sense. Presently, I mean, to be honest, if the Deadwood was worth normal wood prices, I would imagine it would be quite a lucrative contract. I'm quite sure it's not supposed to be 41. Well, if it is, then there's no way I would ever do one ever again, and that really is definitely true. Oh, hang on, there are more than 5. It said... Oh, 8. Right. Okay. Still not bad. We're doing well. We're halfway there. That's number 4. So this is the hump, as they say. This is over halfway now. So another one over there somewhere. I can see through the trees. So not bad. Anything up there? You can see. Well, we've got a minute to break these rocks. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this on my land. It was that penny drop moment where I finally realised when because all I did was glanced at the contracts, and it was just like that, as you do, I was showing you that the contracts are, and obviously you do take it in, even though, like I'm saying, you concentrate mainly on your words. But like after a bit, it settled in, and I thought, deadwood removal, rock, like rock crushing. I'm thinking, oh, okay. So then the penny dropped, and I thought, the rocks can be removed. It was me talking about like the level of the soil, altering the level of the soil, and I thought, you don't need to. You can remove the rocks. So amazing. What? I apologise for the USB ping-ponging noise. I'm going to have to investigate after this on why it's doing this. I've never known to do it. It could be the USB hub is failing. I've got a... So it's my bestest hub actually, but I have had it for about 8 or 9 years, so it probably is about due to fail. Right. Yeah, then we'll go on to do the... Why am I going up to... that's right. Yeah, you can move that around, that's what I was saying. You can go in and out of your rock. One after this. Oh, did I see it then? Oh, that's a house. Okay. Let's have a go. Let's think, where will it be? Nope, that's not going outside. Yeah, I do like the inclusion of the flags, because they are what I saw, and I like that. So I'm not going to totally diss Giants. I mean, the other thing is, it's day of release. Or 2 days afterwards, and do you expect everything to be perfect? No, not really. It's just, of course, you've got lots of content creators who are trying to show all their viewers, like what's going on. That's better. Oh my life! I'm glad we're not breaking that rock. Although, yeah, that's the other interesting thing. The rock piles, obviously, you can break. I'm interested to see. We haven't got a book it yet, but we shall be buying one. Right, switch that off now. Fantastic. So yeah, we can't collect them. Mr. CLP did try. You aren't allowed. So fantastic. Not bad. But bearing in mind, to fulfil that contract, I need a bobcat or a skid steer, because that's the only thing. And that's a lot of contracts to make. The cheapest skid steer, that's 34,000 that you would have minimum cost for this particular contract. And then of course I don't think there are many people that would really, you would also need some sort of transport to get it there, because I don't think anyone would fancy. Where are we going? It is down below us. Wow, this terrain is... Ooh, let's cut across at an angle. I don't want to be going down there straight. Remember what best way to handle steep terrain. It's not to go straight. It's to cut across. Randy Beauty, you didn't know that. Yeah. You never know whether to mention something like that, because it's common sense, but only common sense if you've been in certain circumstances, or so sometimes common sense isn't common sense, it's just something you learn like when you were young or something like that. Right, I'm going to stop recording for a few minutes, and we're going to go and, in fact, let's see what it is first. 19. In fact, yeah, we are. Right, I need to look at the numbers. So where are we taking it to? In fact, yeah, I think we're going to send our little tiny bobcat back with a worker whilst we go and find this. Let's have a look. Contracts. Farmland 19 to the southern sawmill. Sawmill in the south to get paid. Let's have a look. Now that should be, yeah, that should be glowing, and I think it's the one. Oh no, it's not. It's there. No, that's the. Does this not anymore show your icon for where you need to take it to? Can we tag the place? Because normally, I mean that. Ah, it does. It shows a shop symbol, or does it always show the shop symbol? Is that new? Usually it used to show an exclamation mark on oh, this is annoying. On your contract. Oh. Just says sawmill. It is in the south. Now, is this our opportunity to use the train? Because this is what I did want to incorporate this for a massive reason. So right, let's first of all, let's tag that place. Will it let me tag that place? No, it won't. Okay, looks like. How on earth are we going to get to that? Do we do a daring cross-country bit? It looks like we should cross onto that road, which means we've got to be very naughty and cross. No, we won't. We won't do that. Even though, if you weren't watching, I might. Is there a sneaky way to get back on there that's not too far though? Yeah, I'm looking forward to using this on our land because it's going to clear up those stones and we will not have a little island in our field. Now that I am looking forward to. Yeah, let's do this properly because it is, again, it's beautiful terrain. It really is. Now, here, just sneak heavily away. Oh well, it's pretty. It's lovely. It is a glorious map. I have got to say that. And that I am going to say does, in my mind, forgive them for all the stress they caused me yesterday over that horrible contract, which earned me 41. It wasn't even worth like delimbing them. Took ages. Although I am grateful in one way. I actually learned to delim properly. I've tried a few times the proper way, and I think, yeah, the other thing is I don't cut trees that much. It is true. Right, so then we need to go. Where are we heading? Let's have a look again. So we want to go straight down this road. So the contract, active contracts, doesn't pick up the new contracts. That's going to be have to have an update. Now I don't know what these yellow lines are. Oh, it is. I am right. So the yellow is the middle. I was just wondering though. So that's a double carriageway on that side. And it's alright. Yeah, this is slightly different from English roads. So right. So there's a proper track that way, which we need to be taking. And I would imagine let's build some speed up because it looks a little bit hilly, and this is not the most. Yeah, this is what I was saying. I need a lorry. I need a really decent trailer, which I classify this as that, definitely, whether it was cheap and cheerful or not. So yes, there are cheaper options, but nevertheless, this has only just dropped. So a normal trailer would be 40,000 for one of the decent ones, and also you need a lorry, which that's a lot of money. And I mean, these are the most lucrative of all of them, but you still need infrastructure. I suppose you could lease, and you probably still would make a little bit. So you could do that a little while, and then eventually you can buy yourself. But what I mean is, you've got to have infrastructure. The other thing is, you were going to send the Bobcat back. You are going to need. Oh, I am. It's true. Yeah, I'm going to need my Volvo, aren't I? Okay. Well, that I'm not going to show you on camera. That would be ridiculous. Let's grab this back and let's. Yeah, I know. Actually, I don't think it is that far. Yeah, I'm going to be daring. I'm going to take the Bobcat on a bit of a Taz, cross-country Taz. I think it's not that far. How fast is this? Very, very slow. There is a second thing that could be naughty. No, let's actually look. Let's keep the cameras rolling. It is beautiful. I know it's 20 kph. Slow, but not awful. Let's have a bit of look at some of this high camera. Oh, is that not gorgeous? Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, let concentrate when you go a little bit. Right. Yeah, let's try and have a look. Scan down there, because that is beautiful. I think actually it was a bit of a shortcut, I'm quite sure. Now let's go the most beautiful route we can actually sort of think of. We're not going through the river though. That looks a little bit of a challenge for something of this size. I love these little tiny streams that join the river though. Beautiful. Can we get... Oh, we can. Oh. A little bit challenging. Not impossible. Right, okay, now would you be allowed to take to the road? I'm not sure. I don't know you would. We're going to just go across though. Yeah, we've got to use the bridge though, unfortunately. And then we're going to cross onto the grass. We're going to be good. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? Yeah, absolutely gorgeous eye candy, truthfully is. Well, actually, it isn't very far, I was right. You're pretty much home. Almost. We'll get you live with a ride with the train that's passing by now. So this is the station. Wow. Yes, I would like to incorporate in this session was grabbing the woods into that, even if it's a bit out of the way. But this is what I was sort of saying really, is that, yeah, I would love that 400,000 beautiful Volvo, the high lifting. Now that is a bit of kit that, yeah, because I was explaining this yesterday, and then as I often do, faded off to something else because something literally grabbed my eye, and then I literally left it and carried on with that. That I tried, excuse my alarm, let me just switch that on to silent mode. Yeah, basically I tried on my I always forget the name of the map, my ultra realistic series, Thornton revamped. I did try on that to use proper bale spikes and proper pallet forks, to be ultra realistic, and the pallets shot off the end of the pallet fork with as if it was a cannonball, and I thought, the game's not ready for it, and they do agree with that. But I've got to be honest, the equipment that I saw when Mr. CLP used that, let's switch this off. In fact, do you know something? Let's do our, all we're going to do is I'm going to release this later on, but I know I'm going to get some leasing costs. So let's get some of our rocks done, and then we'll do the transport job. This is probably going to be over 2 sessions, especially. Well, that is a point. Let's be sensible, though. We could send a worker ahead with this, because this we are going to need. Yeah, I would like. Obviously, this is what we're using for this contract. But I do want to. I wish you could use the. Let's go onto the proper road. Do wish you could use the proper equipment. I suppose I could lease it and literally do it to show yourselves rather than actually, and what I mean is give myself the money back, because it really isn't. The only reason I want to do this is to show you the equipment. We could have that agreement. No, because it would be nice to show you. In fact, if we're going to do that, let's do it. Yeah. You know, I agree. What we'll do is we should put the money straight back. We're going to lease that. If you're going to do that, you could be clever. No, I'm not going to do that. I was going to, whisk it over with the store deliveries. But you know something? It's not very far. We've just seen that. It really isn't. I'm quite grateful of that fact. I'm not sure how slow or fast the Volvo is. What we'll do is we shall, put the zone marks back on yesterday, didn't I? Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, if I spit my words out completely, is that I think Giants have taken some quite... forestry has always been terrible on all of the games if you're trying to play realistically, which is why I always go for... And pallets and all other things as well are awful. Right, let's go for this. Let's see how much... Let's write this down, how much this is going to cost me as well. So it is... Is it under forestry? I know how the easiest way to this is to go to the DLCs and just say platinum expansions. So, yeah. So, obviously we had the SM462. Now cranes, now that looked as awful as ever. It really did. I mean, even I was having a little fiddle, and I thought, I'm not sure I do want this. Cranes have never been good. Now that doesn't mean to say Giants haven't improved that. I like the Tajvan. That is excellent. But the cranes, I'm not sure. From what the little tiny bit that I did have a go of it, it was, this one here, 381,000. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know it's going to cost us a fortune. 19,596. 19,596. I think that is everything. It comes with what it should have, which is that thing. Now, when I saw this in use, I have got to be honest, this, not only has it got a massive grip on it, whoa, okay, so it's reverses, it's just going to take a bit of, I might have a little fiddle off camera when we get to the other end to get a little bit of a grip on this, because it's different, but it is a beautiful machine for logging. Reasonably fast. Whoa, not the most responsive that I have ever tried. But then again, I am just getting used to it. Yeah, so we'll give myself that money back, definitely. This is to show yourselves, really. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm not going to enjoy this, but there's no way I'm spending 19 grand on a contract when we've got the equipment to do this job. And it does say about you've got to be careful. I will pull this out when we get to the other end. Yes, I still haven't finished, have I? Yeah, I do think this may mean that you can realistically grab the logs, and also they've changed the world on Mr. Smith. Excellent bit of driving there. Yeah. Oh, that was a spectacular. It's really spectacular. Yeah, so we're concentrating on what I'm saying. Yeah, because I know I'm keep wandering. Right, let's try and get this. Yeah, I think that this may well be a proper. I mean, it's not a snippet at 400,000, but if this goes a long way to... Right, can we sneak across? We can, actually. If we cut across at an angle, that's not too bad. It's not like it's not built for this type of terrain. It is obviously a logging piece of kit. Yeah, that this might actually, not only also the logs themselves, they've made, and we all know, well, if you've been logging for any length of time, on FS19 the same, if you ever looked at your logs on a trailer, you would notice that there's a massive gaps in between them. Now apparently, these logs, when you chop them and put them, and these ones especially from the contract that we're going to do now, they sit without gaps, which is the way it always should have been, obviously. So what I'm trying to say, Giants have done a lot of work on this, and again, this looks like, no, I've got to be very careful with this. I should show you what I mean. This is not to be rough with, because it looks to me, from what the contract reads, that you can actually lose money Transport the trees to the sawmill in the south to compare. Be careful not to damage them, as any damage will be deducted from your pay. Right, so... Right, I'm going to stop the cameras for 2 minutes while I just acclimatise myself to this, and then I'm going to start them again. So I'm going to see you shortly. On second thoughts, you're going to want to know this as much as me, so yeah. Right. Let's lift up and down and go backwards, and... So left goes up and down. Right also goes up and down. Huh? What? Oh, is this one where you need to do control group crane? And how do you change the control group? Oh. Okay, I don't think I need to do a little bit of an in-depth study on this first. It's not nowhere near as simple, even if you've been doing logging for a while. It doesn't... No, it's not the mushrooms. That's camera. Has it changed? Control group equipment. No, it has to be control group crane, definitely. How on earth then do I open and close that? I can't even see any... It's not even showing any... Ah, both. Aha. Yeah, both of your bumpers. To pull up this menu here on, yeah, well, even if it's any kind of thing, it will be the same, and up and down to open, which is, yeah, I think that's standard crane. I'm sure that's what I used to remember. Now, I would think, let's first things first, for those who don't know anything about logging out, always try and sense yourself. I do it by instinct now, but yeah, you've got to think back when you're trying to teach somebody else what to do. And I know it's obvious, but again, like the first time you ever do anything, you never... Right, no, down... They do different things then. Yeah, you'd have to play with this. Would be the best thing I would say for you to learn it. Like anything. I'm going to try to do this in 2. If we can separate. Which I would say isn't far off there. No. The other way. No, it's that one. Other mushroom. Right hand side. One more. Let's see, will that actually separate? Ooh. Gently remember. And then both. And close. See if that will separate. Gently remember. Ah, what were you saying about centre? That's about as central as... Oh, and it's spinning as well. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Alright, so that is spin, which I didn't really want to do at all. Right, now lift is the other way. Gently remember. Yeah, the claws... The grip on that, if you remember the jostling and that always happened whenever you were logging. Right, let's make this a little easier on ourselves though. I don't see why we should be 500,000 miles away from what we need to do. Let's hide that. I think we've got that covered. switch this off, it's noisy, and this is a new piece of equipment. I always find that type of thing quite distracting. I don't know about everybody else, but yeah. Right, let's have a go at this. Let's go around those logs. Be very careful. I am not central, but I'm not a million miles off. Well, yeah, but the centre and the centre, that's not central. It's as simple as that. So gently drop these in, not drop either. That's, I think, yeah, lower. A little bit more. We want to twist as well, so which is the, not on there, and then lower, which is the opposite of the one you're just doing. Now, are those claws big enough to go, or, ooh, okay, we need to open now. No, other way, release. Right, I'm hoping that's gentle enough, because that was not exactly super duper gentle. This time, let's see if we can get a little bit more central, as in central, rather than a million miles away. Right. That may have been a little bit over generous. Right, open the claws as maximum as you can to get maximum, yeah, and then literally, have I got those? They're not quite square either. That's going to help. Still not square. It's not bad. Are we how? Yeah, let's. Need to go back a little now. No, you don't know. When you go down with claws, it doesn't necessarily. So down and up is that one. It should arc, which means it may well come back. Ah, it doesn't come straight down. I like that. You know where you stand with it. Forward a little. Now that is impressive. That is an impressive reach. Now then, close. No, no swivel. Up and down only. No twisting. Ah, which is easier said than done. Now lift. Weight has that got? Yeah, this has got to be heavy for being log. Right, let's just turn it now so it's square. Fantastic. Now be careful. It's easier said than done. You've got to turn around. Yeah, it's not. You're really reliant on the grip of whatever you've got, which in this is an absolutely glorious machine. Yeah, so I mean our little trailer, what was it, 13,000 or something with the log forks. So yeah, I highly recommend this trailer. It is an absolute, in my opinion, and the ramps make it so amazing for getting equipment as well as a log trailer. Yeah, absolutely amazing. All right, lift, not drop. Let's do this. Yeah, let's sort of really incorporate the cameras. I think we're not quite right. We need to be way over one more step to the left. Not that I mind having those ramps down as we transport, but this thing was still, I didn't do much, did it? No, I'm going to overdo it, of course, as you always do in these situations. No, I think we're alright. Right, okay. Wrong way, always go the wrong way when people are watching. Alright, should sit pretty much. Yeah, but it's going to get caught on the. Yeah, it is. That's fairly realistic. So we've got no option really now then to very gently release. It's not wanted to release. Why are you not wanting to release? course I was going the wrong way. So yeah, gently let them settle down themselves. Pull backwards so that one grabs that log. Oh no, it's missed it completely. Okay, we may just about get that one stay on cue. Right, okay. We don't need this on the other end, so we shall release that. I don't want any more leasing costs with that at all. So let's release the forestry machine. A beautiful thing that it is. I definitely recommend that. It is beautiful. It truly is. Right, let's put some... Yeah, that did do exactly what I didn't want it to do, but hey-ho. Yeah, I'm being a little bit... not very good with the straps. I think one set of straps is a little... Right, smashing, that's not too bad. Make sure it has snapped that one though that was being awkward. It has, but it's not right. Okay, then let's go and grab the... Good job we did. Oh, you didn't though, did you? Can we get away with it? Let's see. Is it dragging or is it not? Are we going to be lucky? Only because this is Hobson's choice, because I've got no equipment here. Let's see. Is it going to be dragging? Do you know, I love this when you try to show someone. You don't get this with any other content creator. No. Where things go wrong to this extent. No, you do actually, yeah, you can see as things go wrong. But it's typical when you're trying to show someone the right way to do things and then a log decides it was going to fall off. It's just typical. Right, let's see, can we get away with it? Should we go the back route? That way we're not being too naughty really. I've done that myself. If you're limping home, things don't quite work right, so we need to go, you still need to go down the main road almost as much that way as you would if you were crossing the bridge to go home anyway with the logs. So do you know, in this instance I don't really think I'm right, aren't I? Is it far up there? Let's have a look, I'm sure it... Yeah, it is. You've got to go way, way up there and then all the way down there. And when you look how far we are away from where we need to be. Now, we were going to do the railroad, which I think that's up there. Let's do it. This was the whole point. It was to show people, yeah, the features of the map and things like that. I wouldn't do this, not normally. I would run this straight home, but yeah. Let's do this the other way. I was going to get some fuel, but you know, like, I'm not sure you would with a load of logs on. So let's play this differently. Yeah, I just wanted to show you the train. This is more of a, it's not a map tour, I'm going to say, but it is sort of, oh my life, what on earth? Oh, I guess I've got a light on the bank. Amazing. Right, and zoom. Need to take a left. Oh no, it's in the middle. There's like a little tiny road where the hot thing is. Right, now you have to forgive me. I'm not. This is live as I always do. So, crane. Now that looks right. Stick the interactive zone markers on, because I have not been up here at all. I think that's not a bad idea. We are trying to show people after all said and done. Right, well that's how we hire the train. Now I'm going to save the game in case I do something stupid like sell the things, because there's that chevron area there that I can instantly see. back our wood into there? I have no idea. Aha, now that looks like a place to do, yes. So you tip your logs into here. Right, and then you call the train, and the train presumably does some sort of jiggery-pokery, which is what I'm really here for. Right, let's grab that then, and let's bring you all with me, and let's have a look, shall we? Right, so where do we cross? Ah, there. It hasn't caused any damage. It would only be dangerous if I went too close to something, and that we didn't pass any vehicles as far as I'm aware. So yeah, it's not terrible. Well, I didn't really no, because I would not leave my equipment. I wouldn't. That's where the magic of the game. Now apparently you can stick your logs in there. Not for this though, obviously. Yeah, normally if you were bringing your logs up here. Let's follow the... Well, I'm still going to save though. I don't want to make a stupid mistake that costs us the contract on top of everything else. So let's do that now. Right, now then. It's a lovely train yard. Beautiful. Advertising Kubota. This will drive you crazy. What? What will? Year 1 season pass. Let's give myself a bit of perspective. Just lease the train? Is it as simple as that? Which we know where that was because we were literally right next to it. Right, okay, let's try this. Why have I not... Why is it not allowing me to rent the train? Is this, have we got some sort of error? No, we haven't. Now then. Whoa, terrible brakes. Whoa. What? Hello. Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much. Right, I'm going to stop recording for a minute. I'm going to try to get this right because this is one of my absolute worst train wrecks. I'm going to see you shortly. Hello and welcome. Right, yeah, I've thought about this. It's weird when you're on camera. I've always said this. It's one of the things why maybe it's a better idea not to record live. And yet I always find that the human, yeah, we work better when we are live. But in another way, then you get the wrong word sometimes for things, and yeah, you do. There is that side to it as well, because you're concentrating on two things, so you're dividing your concentration. But I did think after I'd finished the last bit that this can be damaged. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this back to where we should sell it. Now then, I know you don't stop. No, you don't. Yeah, I'm going to take this back to the proper sell point down in the south. And literally, well, you click sell, you don't sell, obviously. It actually fulfills the contract. Hopefully we've not damaged it. You can see I've corrected the piece of wood. I've got because what I'm going to do is we're going to load one of our sets of wood. The one thing I am going to do also, though, is break up the rocks, because this is costing us. I put the 19,000 odd back for the Volvo, so the money's back up to where it should be. We've obviously got the leasing cost that's going to come out again, because yeah, I've been doing all this work, because I wasn't really worried about that type of thing. I was more worried about showing you, yeah, the beauty of the map and also the things of it. So I'm just going to fulfill this contract. Then we're going to break the rocks on our fields in the places that it's in the way the most. I'm not going to break every rock, because that's, yeah, it really is totally pointless, truthfully. So no, you're going to cross that crossing. No, you're not. Oh, yeah, so we're going to do that, and then I'm going to do but I'm going to go into a time lapse, because this is going to be quite intensive. So we're going to go literally into a time lapse, do the rock breaking, and then we're going to load a full load of wood, and then we are going to go to, yeah, the railway thing. That's where the wheel loader is up there. We'll spit my words out. Yeah, the wheel loader is up there ready to unload. Because I realised that I don't know whether I was expecting some kind of magic jiggery pokery to unload this into the train, but it's only like you've got to unload it. There's no magic or stupendous crane or anything like that. So yeah, that's why I've got the wheel loader up there ready for when we take our load up there. And we will do one manual load. There's a point. How can we? Yeah, it might be rough. I'm trying to think how I can do it. That's the one bad thing about something like the big bag handler. I think we may lease a proper log fork. As I say, I do like authenticity. I truly do love it. If we could do where it is realistic, but so far, other than that Volvo, I've not seen anything that actually does it. Now, it's a step in the right direction, because obviously, look, you can see on these, the one thing I did sort of say, if you remember, if you looked on FS19 down the lengths of your logs, there's massive gaps, literally, between each of the logs. On FS22, Giants have done sort of fantastic efforts to change that. I don't know if it's just these logs. It would be interesting to do a comparison to the ones that we've chopped with a tree harvester, because that's all nicely trimmed. There's no bits and bobs on it, or shouldn't be. Right, so what you should do is literally go to this, and that should happen. Oh, and I get 25 soft wood as well. Alright, excellent. Now, to be honest, yeah, let's have a read of the contract. Yeah, there was we didn't wrongly delivered trees, or we didn't, yeah, get any fines or anything like that. So I've got to be honest, if you've got the infrastructure to do this, right, let me switch that. I thought I'd switched the interactive off. I switched it on, didn't I, for the top? Of course I did. Right, so there we go. Oh, it has still got its own markers. That's fantastic. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to pan across to... Yeah, we're going to stop recording for 1 minute, and then we're going to stop... No, it's about 30 seconds away. Let's just get there. Don't worry about such things. The indicators are quite in a difficult... I do indicate, but there's many times you aren't going to see on this lorry me actually doing so, apologies for that. I'm trying to get the angle so you can see that I am observing as many niceties as possible, including switching off and on again. Yes. No holds barred. Yeah, I say I'm aiming for it. So what we will do is in this one, for loading and unloading, we shall grab a proper one, and we shall see that hopefully we'll grab one of the Volvos, because if anything has been tweaked, it will be the new sets by Giant. So we'll probably, yeah, lease. Do we? Yeah, I don't know, because no, I don't know that I could use the big bag handler. So I don't know that I'm going to reimburse this. This is a proper leasing cost, I think. Or, and if we're going to do it enough, and if we find that it does work nicely, I mean, the big bag handler I've done, as I've said, really for more for realism. No, you forgot to indicate, Mr. Smith. I did. So let's set this up here. So I'm not going to go mad with the rocks. We are going to do the ones that are going to get in our way, which is we can make this field quite large now. But again, this will be in the back end, because yeah, we've already started. So I am going to say my words. We're going to do the rock removal, then we are going to load a set of wood, and yeah, let's do that on camera though, because yeah, that's the only trouble with time lapsing. Sometimes this can be whiz in and out when you so it will be under, I should, no, let's do this the other way. Let's actually go to the Platinum expansion. It's easier then to isolate what you want. Right, so we want attachments to test. Right, tree forks, general purpose bucket, heavy duty, high tip pallet fork, big lift, unloading grapple. Right, now is that for L180H? We're going to have to translate this, aren't we? Right, yeah, that's all colours. Right, so we've got to look. The L180H, is that the... Right, let's have a look. I don't know. Let's look in our... What is ours called? LM841, so it's not the right one. Right, so we need to go to standard wheel loaders. That's a shame. So there's nothing in there for... Let's have a look. We can, of course... Yeah, we've got translators, log fork. I'm not a massive fan of that particular type. I have used that. I tell you what I do like though, I have used to quite good effect when I did this on... Oh no, that would just seen that. That is that put back into its wheel loader place. Right. No, I'm not sure of that one. I'll stick to the one I know. I do love the CSZ pack, but I'm not trying it. Let's stick to what you know is good, what you've used before. That's all I'm going to say. Which is... Now that's similar. I think that might work well. As well as for forage and such like stuff. Like the gold with the red, scraper, forged teeth. Wow, no, that is a big fork. Gordon Bennett. Yeah, I'm just going to look. I'm sorry I'm dragging you through this, but I want to do this right. And I want, if there's a chance that we can do this, where we make this look realistic with what we've already got, without the use of like straps or something special like that, then I'm going to try to go for that. Oh, right, okay. So it's got to be one of the CSZ packs, because there is definitely those that I've had before. That's all. I'm probably thinking of... I don't often have wheel loaders, so it may be that it was a telehandler. It probably was a telehandler. So we're going to go for the one that I like the look of, which is that one. I think we're going to buy it. 2,800. Why are the options 1,700? Oh, because it's the attacher, right? Wow. Okay. Well, that's, yeah, 2,800. We'll probably use that at some point. Do we, or do we lease it? Might be rubbish. I mean, it might not do what we want it to do. Oh, of course it's going to go on at the top, isn't it? Right, okay. I don't like doing this, but yeah, this is when I reset the... yes, I did. I admit it. Right, let's reset that, because that's going to go up to the top of the map. What's that old saying? Be sure your sins will find you out. I've always said I do... For that type of thing, there's been so much running around that I don't mind doing that type of thing off camera. But this I don't particularly like on camera. But as the old saying goes, it is true. Right, anyway, I'm going to say my words. Let's get some stones broken. We've seen the contract, but now let's get this done ourselves so we can actually make some proper fields. So I am going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Thought, yeah, actually the sound effects to this are good. You know, I'm not going to time-lapse this. I'm just going to be quick. I'm going to be quiet though. I'm just going to literally Taz from rock to rock. I'm not going to do my normal chitter-chatter. I just want you to hear the sounds of this. It is quite amazing. So I might interject a little bit and speak somewhat, but I'm not going to give you... Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm not doing everything. I'm doing in the fields where this is a good field. And I did say that all that was breaking this up, which was why I was going to probably do little fields, was these rocks in these specific positions. So I think it's not a bad idea to... Yeah, I think it's a fantastic feature. I've got to be honest, I'm quite bowled away with this. If someone would have said that this is where the expansion would have gone, I'm not sure I would have believed it. I should have paid better attention to the announcements, but sometimes you do your own thing and it's not always... Yeah, I wish I had paid a bit more attention. But I don't know that this was released. I'm not sure whether it was or not. But as in, like, they were going to do this. I do like the way it fires. Is there another one on the other side of that? Looks, I'm sure I just saw a bit of rock. No, I didn't. No, just light. Yeah, we're going to have to, if we're going to use this type of thing, probably buy some sort of a bobcat as well at some point. There's actually a modded one that I'd love to. It's a teleloader that came in yesterday, I think, in the mod, or Jason. Is it Jason? Let's have a look while this is... Yeah. I'm sure it's still a skid steer though. It's a little bit dearer than the standard. It's 50 something because, yeah, we are teleskid. It's a telescopic skid, so it's still obviously still got the limitations that a skid has. Yeah, it's about the same weight, and slightly heavier than the a bit more ballast at the back, I would imagine, to cope with that. Yeah, it's got telescopic, and I mean, we're not talking massive, because obviously you can't, but nevertheless, it's still double what you'd normally get with a skid steer. So, can you still put a weight on the back of this? Now, although that is fantastic and slightly realistic, it is awful to look through the windows. Whenever I've done forestry configurations, I know it doesn't translate well into Farming Simulator. So I'd love to buy that, but again, not this minute, because we are really totally very poor. Even though that's 10,000 more, if we bought one thing like that, we've got nothing, and we've not got anything like a trailer, or got no harvester. We've planted. In faith, of course, we can do some runs of the trees. That transport bin, as we have got, we are very fortunate that we bought that lorry. It was a cracking deal, and and obviously the trailer as well, a 50-footer, amazing price, fantastic mod. So yeah, that's I think we're doing all right. Yeah, it opened the door. That's what I was saying really last session, was about the fact that these are all right, but you can't borrow the stuff. So one thing I am going to say, I am disgusted with the deadwood, but that might be a glitch. It might be. I certainly hope it is, because we went. It was 2 odd hours, 2.5 hours of work for 2,000. That's just, yeah. I mean, I'm not a. I mean, I didn't do it for that. I really did do it to show you, to do an episode based upon the beautiful things on this map. So I don't regret it like that. But it is a bit soul destroying, and I don't think anyone could escape from that fact of how soul destroying something is when that happens, when you're expecting things to work out a little differently, and then they got really crash and burn. Especially when you put effort in. I mean, yeah, I mean, it was good fun, because I did actually do proper. I did use the. I think I know what it's called. And then chase it. Don't know that that's. Oh no, it really is. Yeah, it's on the edge of what we could go to be the field. Yeah, and there's another one over there. I see. Yeah, that's what I say. There's quite a few in here. I don't really want to miss it, because obviously I am going to send this back. I am worried a little bit about money, because obviously we are really poor. And I know March is, wow, 5 o'clock. Wow, that goes to show how long, really. So truthfully speaking, there's not much more of the day left. No matter how much I want, we're going to have to literally quickly rip that field up. So I think what we're going to do, concentrate on all of the stones here, this first field. I'm going to miss planting now. It's still prepped for, I suppose. No, because I've got to finish the field I've done. That's the problem. It's March. I've got to literally finish ripping that field and doing that. So we've got to do that, otherwise it all goes to pot. So we'll just literally finish all the rocks in this area, and this is more for, and hopefully in the coming ensuing episodes, we will literally concentrate on buying one of these ourselves and buying the rock breaker. Because yeah, I mean, it wasn't good money. That was very poor money actually, even for these. Let's have a look. We've got one of those contracts available just to show you again, and myself as well, really. Yeah, they really are. I mean, you say they're easy, and they are in a way, but they are still. You've got to find the rocks. It's not a right. I mean, I've got to be honest. Best value for money, I've got to say, I think, is the moving the wood. You've got to be careful, and you do need something to do it yourself, which. Yeah, I mean, we leased that, and that was a trick, because if I'd got leased that for 19 grand, then obviously we're not going to make any money. You need to have your own equipment, and that's what I was saying. That's one that you would either have to set yourself up at the beginning that that's what you intended doing, or build up to that. No, not. Right, I think there's one more over here. I think there is. No doubt we will miss one. I mean, this is always the way with. Oh, I missed a few trees. Oh, that's right. No, we were too close to piles of wood. That was it. Also, I think I'm going to quickly, yeah, because it's not going to take much longer to do this. Just there's a couple on the part of that what I call the long field that I was intending to do, which we may make into grass. And I do all that. Yes, we are going to do grass, even as a cover crop even. Because of a mod that dropped, one of my absolute favourites in FF, one of the best things I loved about the Fent, actually, Fent GT, I'm not going to be cryptic, let's go straight there, into mowers. Love this. Cheap. For those, I mean, it's nothing special. You've still got a windrow after it, but like for a starting farmer, I think I've always thought this was missing. Yeah, the HHMB7. The front, and again, it's not massive. It's a 7 metre spread in total. It's a 7 metre setup, which is reasonable. It's the same as, yeah, actually, in fact, slightly more than the HX20 and half of the price. Not the HX20 also mulches, whereas I don't know that this does. I haven't looked at a mod review, but yeah, right. Let's just do the ones going down here if there are any. it's got a tree be gone. Yeah, down here, this is where I intend to do a bit of grass, and I do intend to do this because we can do this, and grass planting is not, well, it is seasons dependent, but what I mean is you can do it any month. So yeah, there's quite a bit of edge work. I've got to be careful, and I might need to I think I've missed a couple of trees. Let's look for rocks to miss any. I can't recall seeing any. I think they are what I class as the natural demarcation. Yeah, it made me laugh actually in editing when I looked at the bit where I said, Giants have been very careful about the placement of the rocks. I thought, not so much, not really. You're supposed to break the rocks, so Giants don't really care where the rocks are, like, because the whole feature, and one of the biggest features, was obviously this sort of thing. So let's try again for realism. This is a big rock, so let's shift around a little just to make it look like we are paying attention to this, he says, as he moves the... Why is it whenever you say something like that? This is for realism, that like, you do something stupid that actually makes it look worse. That's a bit better. It's purely as a time element thing as well. It's how long it stays in, which is, you can stay in one place and do this, but it's not quite as realistic. I do love the way the rocks break and then reveal the stone. That's a nice touch. Yeah, there aren't many. There's a couple more. We can go a little bit further now, which means we'll probably cut manually, although I still don't think this is a bad place. I just think, at least we extend the field a little. There's one. I might leave this natural rock as the demarcation line, or the furthest rock, not this one. Or do I? No, there's quite a bit of field there. I think we'll just use the trees as the boundary. A big one. Let's do this in 2 or 3 places. But yeah, I do love it. I think it is an amazing feature. I truly do. Also, the metal, we'll do that, but again, that we will do naturally in the Let's Play, where we literally got to buy that, and that's a lot of money. Yeah, we'll have to try and feature that if I can make money from it. Otherwise, we'll just do what we've done here. We should buy it, feature it, and then sell it back. I just want to sort of show the features of the map. That's an amazing. Oh, I meant to move again. Oh well. Yeah, and we will grab the stone, obviously. But for today, all we're going to do is grab the stone. Now, I would imagine the claw that I've done was silage only, so we're going to need to... I know what we'll do. Yeah, I do. I've got a plan. I did think about this earlier and I'd forgotten that I'd thought about it, as you do sometimes. Right, so we'll do this one. And I think we'll just go to the natural edges of these trees for the wood. There's a couple of little those horrible tree thingies, like that one. No, not that one. That one's not really there. This one here, that really is there. I think you can go through it, but it really is still. Or can you? Yeah, no, it's semi there. These are the ones that caught me when I'd got the tree harvester. There was one particularly nasty one that caught me that you'll notice I have a tussle with it for in real time. It was a good almost a minute, and well and truly got me jammed. But yeah, on the video it looked like a 15-20 seconds tussle, but it really was quite nasty. I was quite chuffed on a playback on how quickly I did the tree, and yeah, it's funny. That's the first time I've used that harvester. It just when you get a change of equipment, it is amazing if you've done something with similar equipment how you knock the rust off quite quickly. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I want to do this in a couple of places. It's to simulate that it is a big rock. I think this is the last one. On what we're going to do for now, as I say, my plan is to buy one of these long term, but I just wanted to get these out of the way for the fields that we're doing. It's just, I think that is it. Let's switch that off now. Yeah, I wanted you to hear the sounds. It's a fantastic, proper rock hammer. I do think that's it. Yeah, we'll shift some of this. We've got to obviously shift the wood out. I am gonna be clever as well. I don't want to. I mean, I know how much you can earn with forestry. Not FS22. I don't think it's quite as good as FS19. I don't think, but you can earn an absolute fortune off of it. I'm going to move the piles of wood when we need to get to them. So it's sort of like our bank, you could say, when we need something specific, and also when it gets in the way. So I'm going to treat this as Actually, like a lot of people do, I would like to move them a little bit, as in push them around a bit. I may do that off camera so that we go into nice piles. And I do realise that this is... Whoa, I thought that was a pile of rocks then. Yeah, I do realise this is taking up a lot of my time. So the recordings are this really at the minute. So I know, yeah, there's not much you can do about this, because I'm trying to bring this in, because it is obviously the biggest present thing going on in Farming Simulator, and it is nice to showcase this, and also, yeah, not to just ignore it, which I don't know, I've not got a tendency to do that. I can't say that. Right, okay, we're going to take this back and release it. Any stones with miss now, it's tough. So, yeah, let's do this, and then we're going to buy the front bucket that I'm going to use for scooping the stones, which is multi-purpose. So let's do this properly for once and not call the shot. We're literally going to return it properly. It says he opens the wrong menu. Alright, let's remove those then. Return, yes. And skid steer loaders, yes. Hopefully we'll buy one of those before the Let's Play. Right, so we're going to test that. And yeah, we need to go grab the wheel loader. Oh, did I? No, I've done that already, haven't I? No, I haven't. Right. I shall stop the cameras. We shall go grab the wheel loader, and then we shall get stuck into loading some... No, field work first. So I'm going to stick back in a few minutes, but I am going to bring the wheel loader down. So I'm going to see you shortly. This is what I call my generic goodbye for those sessions where I've done a recording and I didn't realise I was going to split it, and this is my... I do hate it when I don't say goodbye to you. It seems very rude when you invited guests in to come and have a look at your content and you don't say goodbye. So this is what I always add as the spliced goodbye. So yeah, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. I truly do hope you're going to continue with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.